Hello everyone and welcome to Flower Friday.
Hey there.
My name's Amanda.
I'm Sherry.
And we are the mother-daughter designers at Grace Monroe Home, where we help you transform the ordinary home into an extraordinary home.
That is right. And I am so excited about this wreath. I have been waiting to do this one. This is an Easter wreath and it is going to be beautiful. So I'm excited about this one.
Yes.
So y'all get ready to watch this.
So I have already got the spring
fever.
Fever. I know. I am
too.
so ready for spring. So I'm really excited about this Easter wreath. And I hope you guys enjoy it as well. Those of you who are joining us live, welcome.
Yep. Hey there.
Hello. Thank y'all so much for joining us. If you will, just type live in the comments and let us know where you're watching this video from. If you're watching us on replay, you can always type replay in the comments. And again, let us know where you're watching the video from.
Right. We like to see where we're seen.
Yes.
So,
see where we're seen.
Yeah, we always like to see how far we go. So let us know where you are watching from. And I'll show you right quick what I'm doing because I was hoping to have it finished, but I haven't. So I will show you. I am actually curling this particular bush that we've got with the lilies. They have grass, and anytime I have the long grass like this, y'all know I like to curl the grass. So I just take my scissors, and you do have to be very careful because you will cut yourself. That's why Amanda doesn't do it. I have to do hers too because she doesn't like to.
I did. I'll just say I did. Be very careful. I did.
She did slice her finger. Yes,
open so bad doing it one time, and now I have an aversion.
Yeah, so I do hers too. But you just put your thumb flat. Make sure it's flat, and you don't pull the scissors or your thumb. You pull the grass through just like that. You stay still. That way you don't get cut. And but just be very careful and when you're doing it. But that's what we're doing. We are curling the grass because I was telling Amanda, she said, you always curl the grass. I said, yes, I do not like it just straight poking up. So that's why I curl it. So that's what I'm doing.
Those of you who are just hopping on, welcome. Hey guys. Hey Jackie, welcome.
Hey there,
hey
Jackie.
Tina and
hey,
Deborah.
Tina.
We're so glad you're here with us.
Yes,
So let's go ahead and show you what we're working with. So we do have a 14-inch grapevine wreath base that we're using today. And we have this cross, this He Is Risen cross. That is from, let's see, is it from
a craft outlet?
Craft Outlet.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've already got it attached to our wreath base, and we just use our 26 gauge floral wire.
Yep.
And we stapled the wire to the back.
Yes.
That's all we did for it.
Now you could use your drill and drill holes. The little jewelry hole punch that we use a lot, that is too thick for that. But if you've got one that's bigger, you could certainly use that. But we just used our staple. In fact, this is what we use. It's from Surebonder, and I love it because it actually, you pull down the handle like that, and then it's got a little trigger that you use, and that makes it way easier.
Way easier.
So, love that.
So we've got that. You can show them, I guess, the flowers
yes,
you've got there.
I've got the lilies that we're using, that I've been doing. We've got just a little bush of just some, I think these are supposed to be little cosmos and wildflowers. It looks like maybe some little, I don't know if those are pansies or what those are, but we've got those. We've got these that have the lavender and the pretty little white. I love this bush. Isn't that beautiful? It's got the little white flowers. We've got some purple roses. I love those. And then we've also got some other lavender. We may or may not use this. I'm not sure yet, but I have that just in case we need it.
And these florals here are all from Michael's.
All of these are from Michael's. Yes. Now, these are from Amazon. We also have these that we may or may not use. I've got them out in case we decide we want to.
And we're using the green hydrangeas.
Oh, yeah, I forgot those. Yes.
I was going to say these were from Amazon, but
are
they?
Yes, these are from Amazon as well. Love these. So Amanda will put a link to those because they've got all different colors. And look how big. I just love them because they're so big and fluffy and pretty. So, yes, we're going to use those. And we do have a stem, and this again is from Michael's with some maidenhair fern that we're going to use here, and a little boxwood. So that's what we're going to use.
And so before we get started, we do want to remind you guys that today is the last day that you can sign up for Design with the Pros Club. So if you are interested in joining us in Design with the Pros Club, I will put the link in the comments of this video. When you join, you have immediate access to over 100 wreath tutorials. Now you have tutorials on wreath making as well as wreath selling, if that's something that you're interested in. If you kind of want to make some money back from your hobby, or if you want a full-time business, we got you covered.
That's right.
And you also, we do live tutorials every month.
Every month.
We have new pre-recorded tutorials every month. We do wreath critiques in there every month.
Yes, and I was going to say that this month we did wreath critiques. We had several that were brand new that joined during this time, and we enjoyed doing that so much, because we do not, we're a very positive group. We tell you things that are going to help you, but we don't criticize and, talk down to you, because we know that everybody is at a different level of wreath making. So we just try to help our people get to that next level, or do things, we'll tell them things that might help the shape of the wreath, or might something they might want to add or take away, or anything like that that could just enhance their wreath. And of course, we always tell them, if you don't like what we're saying, if you don't like our suggestions, leave it just like it is, because every one of us are designers. And even if you're making your very first wreath, or you're making your 150 millionth wreath, you're the designer. So that's why we do it that way. But that really is my favorite part of the month, is doing the wreath critiques, because we've got some that have just started, like I said, but then we've got some that have been with us for years, and just to see the progression of where they came from and how they are now, it just is so heartwarming. So I just wanted to say that, and we would love to have you join us.
I will, like I said, I will put the link in the comments so you can check that out. There's all kinds of information, testimonials, things you can look at there on that page. So check out that link.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and get started.
Yes, let's do, because I'm excited.
I am going to go ahead and attach my bow, and this is just a loopy bow that we've made here, a 12 loop bow. We've used two 1.5 inch ribbons, and I will attach or link a video showing you how to make a bow like this in the comments as well. And if you guys will just share this video for us, share it with your friends. Anybody who you know that would, like to learn to make a wreath like that, like this, share it with them. I'm going to go ahead and attach it. Let's see, where is this at? Like at about 7 o'clock?
7, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I am, and when I made this bow, we used a, I'm stuck, got a little.
Yeah, we used a
26 gauge floral wire, and so I'm just attaching it right around the base of the wreath.
And we use that 26 gauge wire for everything, as she told you. We also attached the sign with it, and I don't know what we do without it. Do you? We use it with everything. I mean everything. Yep.
So just make sure it's on there pretty secure.
Yep.
And I'll refluff this, of course.
And now the ribbon, the purple, the lavender ribbon came from Hobby Lobby, and the other is just some Sam's Club ribbon that I found. But I just thought it was such a pretty color.
It is. It's kind of perfect for this, I think, too.
I think it
is
is,
hydrangeas and the green in, it's going to look really good.
Well, the first thing, because this is what we do, we are going to green our wreaths. So I'm going to just cut off, and this was... like we said, we got from Michael's. They had a sale when I was there. I don't know if it's still going on, but they had, I think you buy 2 stems and you got 3 others free.
Wow.
So
really
I just loaded up. But I think that was only in the store, if I'm not mistaken. So I am going to cut these apart, because I don't need them to be all of these on one, so I'm just pulling some of them down so that I have a place to cut. So I am going to cut it right there, I think.
Let's see. Cynthia said, I think satin ribbon is hard to work with. It is. We were just talking about that.
We were, yes. It very much is, and I don't love it, to be honest, because it is hard to work with.
Yeah, it's not my favorite for sure, but
this particular was just perfect. But yes, I like the look of it, but it's not my favorite to work with. Okay, I am going to be making my cross. Y'all know that's the first thing we do when making a full wreath. And this does not want to slide very well. Now, is that what you were trying to do?
Well, no, I pulled a piece off, but I didn't know where it came from.
Oh, yeah. Well, and when I cut, because I cut that one in two, I'm just taking the end of the stem and bending it under, just like that, so that those won't come flying off or anything, because we don't want to lose anything once we get it in. So, I'm just going to put that right there, like that.
Hey, Vicki, we got the cross from craftoutlet.com. Yep. They have some really cute signs that are really inexpensive.
They do.
So we get a lot of signs and things from there.
Now I am cutting this piece apart, but I'm going to cut this one in 3 pieces. If I can get these pushed down. Boy, these don't want to slide.
No, they're very tough.
Very tough to slide. But there we go. And I'm going to do the same thing. Anytime that I cut something off, if there's a chance that things could fall off, although I don't believe these would slide off, but just in case, I turn them under.
So y'all, we always ask, let us know what projects you're working on.
Yep.
We always love hearing about your projects.
I do.
We always love it when you share your projects with us on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
So we love it when you guys do that.
Yes, we do.
So feel free to share those with us.
Okay.
I know it seems kind of early to be working on Easter.
It does, but when you're in the business, you do everything early. It just you just have to do that. So,
but I am ready.
I'm ready for spring now, for sure.
And this makes me really ready for spring.
It does, me too. So now I'm just putting one in between where I had my cross. Just filling those in.
So do you guys change your wreaths out seasonally? I am curious about that.
I do.
I do too. Which y'all know that I do. Yeah, I change mine out more than seasonally. Yeah. Most of you.
Weekly.
If you watch us regularly, you know. Yeah. But I've got my Valentine's wreath out right now.
Yes, I've got my Valentine's wreath too. And I love my Valentine's wreath. Taking these two apart, because I am just going to use one down at the bottom.
So we've really just framed the base of our wreath, and that's where we're at right at this point.
Yeah.
So when a lot of people ask us, why do you put your bow on first? Well, I used to always put my bow on last.
Yep.
There's no wrong or right way.
No,
okay.
There really
I actually
isn't.
Still love to put my bow on last, but I'm going to tell you, if you put your bow on last, you end up using more materials. And so it actually saves you money to go ahead and put your bow on so you don't use quite as many materials, and you can kind of work around it. But it's personal preference.
Yeah, it really is. It's whatever you like yourself. Let me take this tag off. But to me, it just, it makes more sense. And yes, you do sometimes get a little bit of glue on your bow occasionally, but it's still, I think that overall it makes more sense to put it on first, and then you don't have to use quite as much.
Cynthia asks, what diameter are your finished wreaths in general? Well, Cynthia, they really vary. We started working with a 14-inch base mainly to save costs on shipping,
Yeah.
you know, because it's just, when you use an 18 base, which we do still a lot, use an 18-inch base, but it just makes the wreath so huge.
It does.
And it costs so much to ship. So that's why we kind of went down to the 14-inch, and now I love working with the 14-inch.
I do too, and they usually end up being around anywhere, it depends on, you know, the style, but anywhere between 24 and 28 inches usually, because, you know, we do measure tip to tip, and so, you know, the thing with it, with the 14-inch that we tell people is, you know, this part, as long as you've got a base, you can make it as large as you need to, just about. I mean, I've used a 14-inch and made them, you know, almost 40 inches in from top to bottom. So, you know, you can do whatever size like that you need, really.
Yeah, I would say that they usually end up around 25 to 26.
That's
depending on, that's just kind of an average.
Think.
Sometimes they're larger, and when we use an 18-inch, they end up, like I said,
oh
a
yeah,
lot
now if
larger.
they're there, they're going to be, it's going to be around 30 to 32, I would think.
Yeah.
With an 18-inch.
But it just varies, and if you want it smaller, you can make them smaller.
Yeah, that you can do. That's the thing. You can do. You know, you're in control of that, even you know, regardless of the size of wreath. And really, the only thing that determines the size of the wreath that we use is really the size of whatever we're putting on it. So, you know, if we've got something that's going to be too big for a 14-inch to handle, then we'll go to a 18-inch. But it really, the size of the wreath doesn't a lot of times matter, does it? It's just really whatever the item is that we're putting on it.
Yeah. I was looking for my tape measure. Oh, there.
It's right there in front of you. You know,
of course, I'm looking all
there.
around. It's right there. So this one will probably be, this one's bigger. This is going to be around 28 inches.
Yeah.
28 to 29, actually.
Yeah.
When we get done with this one. And that's using a 14-inch base. And with this sign, you could use an 18. It would go fine on an 18-inch.
It would. Now, with this, what we're doing, we're going to go all the way around the outside with our pretty little lavender and flowers. And you see that this one is the highest, so I'm just kind of stepping down just a little bit so that it'll keep my circle going like I want it to.
Notice some of these on here are not exactly the same.
No, they're not.
Some are darker and some are lighter.
Yeah.
And some have little flowers and some don't. So.
Yep, so we're you kind of got to think about all of that when you're.
So if you put one on one side, you want to match it with the same.
Match it to the same on the other, exactly. But since I've done 3 on the top, so now I'm going to do 3 on the bottom. Oh, no, I messed up. I said I was going to do 3 on the bottom. I forgot I had already done that one, but that one I'm going to use on the side because I want it to match those. So I've got a darker purple that I'm doing here. There we go.
I think you actually put yours closer together, but that's all right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter as long as you get them on there.
And if you guys have questions, feel free to, you know, ask those in the comments. We're happy to answer those while we're here live with you. If you've got questions about design with the Pros Club, feel free to ask in the comments.
And
about wreath making.
Yes, and while I'm thinking about it, if you are in design with the Pros Club, let our people know that are watching what you think about it and what you've learned. If you don't mind, just take a minute and tell them. Okay. So now I've got the top and the bottom. Let me see if I've got those spaced even. Yeah. There we go.
I love lavender. So
I do too.
This is really pretty.
And now we are using 2 of the bushes so that we can get enough of the flowers going around and all of that. Because some of those don't have, you know, they've just got lavender, like Amanda said. So we want to make sure that we get the flowers. Whoops, I'm getting my grass.
I know. I feel like guess I'm running out of room over here.
Yeah.
I'm getting in the glue. And we are dipping our stems in our glue skillet. So if you're wondering what we're doing here, if you're new to us, we don't use a glue gun. We use our Grace Monroe home glue skillet. So that's what we're dipping, and it's a skillet full of glue.
Yes, it is, and it's an amazing thing, and we could not make a wreath without it. I am convinced that I could not make one without it.
It'd be a lot harder, point. I will say that.
It really would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It would. I am just coming on around. I'll go ahead and cut these off so I don't have to cut them off individually.
So are you just going one time around, or are we coming around again?
Yeah, right now I'm just going one time around with these.
Cynthia says, I'm in and I'm loving it. So many tutorials, training, lots to learn, no matter your level.
Aww.
And well, Cynthia, we are glad to have you with us.
Yes, we are very happy to have you. We are there to help.
Pam said, did you start out using a glue gun?
I think probably the first few, but this was, you got to think this was 20 years ago now. But as soon, I happened to be in a little store in Montgomery, Alabama, and I saw the people using a skillet. It was a square one. It wasn't quite like this one, but it was the same thing. And I thought to myself, that has got to be the best thing in the world. And fortunately, they were selling them. They had them there. And so I bought it. And I mean, but before then, before I bought it, we had actually, do you remember trying to use an actual frying pan? Because
like an electric skillet. And
to say that didn't work was an understatement. It did not work.
I know some people say they can do that, but it never worked.
It never worked with us. And I mean, I tried getting the, temperature right and all. No, it just did not work. So that's when I went and bought one that they had. And I have never looked back. That was just the best thing.
And this, I don't think I've ever, honestly, I don't know that I've ever made
I don't
one.
think you ever have.
I went straight to the glue skillet.
Yeah.
And that's all I know. Thank goodness, because I'm not very good with a glue gun.
Yeah.
I fumble around with a glue gun, so this works for me. Yeah. But we started with the we've always used Surebond glue skillets.
Yes.
We started with the like she said, the one,
the square one.
We still have one. Oh.
Yeah, I thought we had one.
I think we do. This is like the progression of glue skillets.
Yeah.
We started with the just this
that
one.
Looked just like a little frying pan.
And the handle's down there, but
yeah,
it had a removable handle.
Yep.
So we started with that one.
A lot of years ago.
Many years ago. And then we moved on to the green one.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the green one?
I don't know where that one is, but it looks just like this, but it's green.
And then we've used it so much that we ended up partnering with Surebond and creating our own glue skillet. So this one is actually our Grace Monroe home glue skillet. And I'll put a link in the pinned comments as well on where you can get one of those.
Yes, because there's a few left. It's actually a limited edition, and right now there's a few left. And but the neat thing about our glue skillet is that our Design with the Pros members had a part in designing the color.
Yeah. And
coming up with the stir sticks, because this one comes with 2 Teflon stir sticks that you can use if you need to, put some glue on something that's already on your wreath or whatever, you've got a Teflon stick And this one, and they used to didn't come with that. This is the only one that comes with the stick. So that was one of the Design with the Pros group that mentioned, I would love to have a star stick. You remember that? And so we're really, really happy about that they had a part in it. Okay, so now I think I will do my roses. Now that I've got the outside.
Yeah, Cynthia, we tried that little round one. We had one of those too. I'm telling you.
We did, yes.
We've had every model, I think, that Sherbinder has ever made.
So. I think we really did.
And you're right, it doesn't,
it just wasn't big enough.
Not for our kind of projects. We need bigger.
Yeah. I'm just going to put that there. And now when we in Design with the Pros Club, we do give a lot more in-depth, instruction in the tutorials and things. So if you are wondering about that. Okay, that's all I'm going to put of those right now since I've got so many
Tracy
different...
said she tried a regular glue skillet, but it was always too hot and it kept setting off the smoke alarm.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I would not recommend
that. Probably wouldn't be a good thing. Oh man!
But yeah, it didn't work for us either.
Yeah, no. I thought I had a good idea that day I tried it, and I'm like, no, that's not gonna work.
I mean, and some people say they can use them.
Yeah, I've heard people say that they can, but
it didn't work for us.
It wasn't, no. And
not us.
I just said, I'm just going to buy one. Okay, now I want to put my little lilies. And so this one has a little grass, and I curled it too. I just took my scissors, and I put my little... I've got glue on my thumb, so sorry about that. But I put my little piece of grass there, and I keep my finger flat, and then just move my hand with the grass through it, just like that. And that curls it, and I think that gives it a more natural look than just sticking straight up. I don't like the sticking straight up look. Okay. These are so pretty too. I love these.
Yeah, and so all of these again came from Michael's. They've got some really pretty spring flowers out right now.
Yes, they do.
Some of these have two and some of them have one.
I know, it's kind of strange. The first one I put just had the one, but that one had two. So, we'll just have a whole mixture here. We do have to be kind of careful because we don't want to hide the cross in there. There's another one with just one. Actually, I think I'm going to move that. I started to put it there, but I think I'm going to put it at the bottom since I've got the one up there.
Kathy, those roses are really pretty, aren't they?
They are gorgeous.
I did kind of have to twist them in the center a little bit just to fluff them out. But they're very pretty, and they almost have it's probably hard to see, but on for you guys to see, but they're kind of a variation of purples.
They are. They're darker in the center, and then even around the pet, they really are realistic looking. They're just so pretty. But what she was talking about, if you get them and they're flat, you know, or kind of like that one is, just take your center, hold the center, and twist the outside, and that'll open it up so that it looks pretty. So there we go. Okay. Now I'll keep on with my putting some of these down at the bottom. And you'll notice if you're new to watching us that we do leave our stems long, and that helps you to be able to get the dimension that you want. You know, there's nothing really appealing about a wreath that's real flat. You know, you want it to have movement and have body and have that dimension going on. So that's what helps you get that, is if you keep your stems long. I mean, yes, we will have to go, because the back looks awful, as you see how they're sticking out in the back. So we will have to go and cut those off on the back after we finish. But it just makes all the difference in the look of your wreath. So you definitely want to do that.
And if you do make flat wreaths, don't worry.
Yeah.
Because I did too.
She did too. That's right.
I had to learn.
That's right. And this is all, honestly, it was just things that, you know, I said I've been making them a long time, and my first ones were not very pretty. I thought they were beautiful at the time, but then looking back, I'm thinking, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was very proud of my first ones too.
Yes. But you know what? You learn. That's what it takes. And the good thing is that we can help teach. When I started making wreaths, there was, I mean, you were on your own for sure.
Yeah, there wasn't like YouTube.
No, there was nothing.
You know.
Nothing to, you know, I remember finding a couple of books in the library on making wreaths. And of course, they weren't very helpful, really, because most of those were like using real things, dried and real flowers, and that wasn't what I was interested in. So it was hard. It was something I had to figure out on my own, but I did. Okay, so we've got those spread out. I'm going to turn it this way just to make sure I've got those where I need them. One wasn't exactly right. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to add a few of this little...
Are we going to put the hydrangeas in? Or just saving that for last?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I forgot.
Y'all know what's going to happen. She's going to forget about
I'm going to forget. I did. I completely forgot about them. So,
I thought that was where that was going.
Yes.
She's going to forget.
I'm glad you said that, because I honestly had completely forgotten. And I don't want to forget them.
Yeah, because it kind of, you know, that contrast of the...
Yes, I love that.
The purple and green is really neat for spring.
I think I'm going to put one right down here in the bottom.
And just so you know, the lime green and purple is going to be a really popular combination for spring this year.
It definitely is.
So if you are designing, it's a really popular combination.
I was actually surprised at how many things I saw in these colors, you know, looking around. But yes, it is definitely going to be.
Now these are the those are the Amazon hydrangeas, which I don't know. Did we talk about those last week? I can't remember.
I can't.
They don't come attached to the stem. You have to put.
You have to do it.
They come with the stems and they come with the hydrangea heads, and they're great, wonderful quality. But just so you know, if you get them, you do have to put the heads on the stems
in.
They're easy.
They're easy to put in. But the funny thing is, when you get them, you're going to think, "Oh my gosh, what have I just put my money into?" Because they're literally flat. I mean, flat. They come like in this package, just flat. And but they tell you on the listing on Amazon, and they put a little note in there, and just said to use your hair dryer to fluff them up. And I mean, as soon as I did, I was shocked at how pretty they came out, but they did.
Yeah, they're just as good quality as
they are. I mean, there's no
maybe
way.
Even better than.
Yes, I'm not gonna ever want to buy hydrangeas now from anybody but them, because I love these. You just don't find that quality like that in many places. So.
And so remember, we do want to keep the bottom a little bit heavier and the top a little bit more airy. We don't want to take away from that he is risen across the top.
That's right. So that's why we're doing the bottom just like she said. And I actually do that a lot. I will make put anything that's really heavy down at the bottom, like the big hydrangeas, the big fluffy ones and that kind of thing. Okay. I have to fix my bow when I finish, but I have one more. Did you have one more, Lily?
I did, yes.
I'm just going to bring it right in here. There we go. Now I got those in. Now I'm going to add, I think first I'm going to add my little billy balls, because those are cute. And they both have a little bit of a different color, lavender. So aren't those cute?
Another bush from Michael's,
yeah.
Their spring collection.
Oh, they're so pretty. I'll put this one up here in the top, in between, just like that.
I always love these bushes that have
a lot of things going on.
Yeah, different elements, different things going on that we can use.
Yep. And that's pretty because it's got the greenery. The other one down at the bottom, since we've just got two of those. Put it opposite. Those are so cute.
Yeah, they are cute. Cynthia said, what size box would you use for a 28 wreath? Is shipping it really expensive? Cynthia, shipping has gone up, so it can be a little bit pricey. We typically either use FedEx or USPS. For a 28-inch wreath, that would...
Now, first of all, we need to know the size of the actual grapevine wreath, because just because something is 28 inches, we still, if we have one, as long as we use a 14-inch grapevine wreath, we can get it in a 22-inch box.
Max, probably a 24-inch.
Max at 24, but yeah, a 20. We try to do as many at the 22 by 22 by 6 as we can, because those are gonna, that's gonna be less expensive to ship. But the way that we've got a certain way that you put them in the box so that they don't get messed up, but yet they also don't move around. And
yeah, and Cynthia, I know you're in Design with the Pros Club, and I have some trainings in there that you can watch. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask, because that is something that we get a lot of questions about.
Yes, we do. So watch that. Amanda can let you know where that video is on the shipping, and because it really is very helpful. These are so pretty. They've got some light ones and some dark ones, so I'm just putting them around the middle.
I like the color variation.
I do
Anytime
too.
they have that kind of color variation, I like it. Plus, it helps when you're matching things.
It does.
To have that variation.
Yeah, have that. It does, for sure.
This is where I'm at so far.
These are just, I love purple. Any of these colors are just so pretty. I'm just going to move my tails and put this one up under right there. Because even though, and I've still got to put something on the other side of my tail, because that is one thing, I mean my bow, you want to make sure that you've got something on every side of your bow. No matter where your bow is at, you still need something that's on every side of your bow, because that's going to help keep it up and looking pretty. So you want to make sure that you've got stuff all around it. These are interesting looking, aren't they? These little flowers. This is what's on. Oh, it says it's an I can't say that. Anemone bush. That's what, you know, they've never put that on here before,
No,
but
usually
they actually
they don't.
have it on the tag. So that's interesting.
How many did yours have on it? Mine only had 2 of those.
Mine has 3.
No, mine does have 3.
Yeah. Yep, they are just so pretty. So I am going to see if I can get those right in here without making the cross not be able to be seen. Because I definitely don't want to not see the cross.
I'm going to take those leaves off. I think that'll help.
Yeah, I think it is, because that's exactly what's hiding.
I don't like, they're not very pretty leaves anyway.
They're not. But now I can't get them off.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. I can cut it off. Now that's better. Well, I pulled everything off of that one.
This is one, like, we've got the small bow in here, but you would not have to use a bow if you didn't want to.
No, you really wouldn't. That's true.
So that is completely up to you whether or not, because this design would look really pretty without a bow too.
It would.
You just add extra florals in the place of where the bow was.
I'll bring this one right in the center like that. So pretty. Okay. Look at it this way and make sure I've got everything where I want it to be. I may have to use this one for my door this Easter.
Yeah, that'll be pretty.
It will. Okay. So, I had gotten these out, but I don't really know that we need. What do you think?
Well, not right now. Maybe possibly to fill in.
Yeah, I
later.
may. But I want to use some of my boxwood because I feel like that it needs a little greenery mixed in. So we're going to use some of this. And this boxwood's from Joann's.
I added a couple extra roses to the top of mine.
Did you? Well, that's all right.
It's a little off-center, so I think that helped.
Yep. I may have to do that after I add some boxwood. We'll see. And that right there, what Amanda just did, that's what we tell our members in Design with the Pros Club, because we give you the designs, and then we are just always so excited to see what people do with the designs, because, you know, they make it their own. So there's all kinds of things that they do, and that's just a lot of fun to see. I don't know if I like that greenery in it or not. What do you think? Can't decide.
This isn't my, I don't like.
I know, she don't like
I don't like
greenery.
it at all.
She don't like
No,
greenery
I do
at
like
all.
greenery.
Yeah,
I
but-
just don't love this.
Yeah,
kind.
this isn't my
It's
favorite,
not my favorite.
kind either, and I can't decide if...
So I wouldn't have chosen it just because it's not my
Yeah.
favorite. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There's certain greeneries that I feel like,
It
and I've
looks-
told y'all
She
before.
tells me,
I
she
feel like
says
it looks
that.
like the kind of stuff that you see in a fish
Yeah,
tank.
and this particular one does. I don't
feel like
love
that's
it
what
either.
this looks like.
Yeah.
So I don't like using that kind.
I don't either, so I am not going to use it either.
But you may like it, and if you do, that's
And if
totally
you do,
fine.
yeah, that's fine, because everybody
Personal
is different.
preference.
That's right. Everybody's different. That's what makes the world go round.
Yep.
I'm gonna add.
And we still have this lavender, which I really think is pretty too.
It
I don't know if we're gonna
is.
use
I
that
just
or not.
don't know if we need it.
Ooh, I didn't use all of my grass over here.
Oh, you didn't?
I mean my fern. No, I did not.
You can sprinkle that around in there to fill it up.
I was wondering why it looked like you had more than me, but I didn't realize I had a whole piece over here.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's what you were missing. I've still got some too, so I'm probably gonna add a little bit more. This is just really hard to get to move. Will yours move down
No,
the
and in
stem?
fact, every time I try to move it, it pops right off.
I know, that's because you have to manhandle it to get them to move. That is way better than the boxwood. I did not love that.
I am really
Oh,
picky.
there, I just knocked that right off.
I am really picky about greenery. That
Yes,
is one
she
thing.
is, and she doesn't, and you don't love greenery
Yes, I mean I love
You-
greenery that looks natural.
that looks natural. Yes.
I don't like greenery that looks really.
She
overly
always,
fake.
I mean, and I had to almost force her to start using it when she first started. You remember?
Well,
Because she'd
back
say,
then-
it looks like a fish tank.
That back then, that's all you could
I know.
find, really.
And I'd say, you
Now-
need to add the greenery.
Now there's amazing greenery.
Yes,
There's
is.
beautiful greenery.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
back then, she is
It's
right.
very
It
realistic
was-
greenery now. Like I think
Yeah.
this looks so realistic.
It
It's
does.
the color variation in it. I just don't like really, really fake looking
fish
greenery.
fish tank
tank
looking.
greenery.
Yeah, fish tank looking greenery. And I can't say that I blame you. I don't much
just
like
my
it
preference.
either. I don't much like it either.
I keep adjusting that bow, but
Yeah,
I don't.
I keep doing that too because it keeps.
Yeah, I don't want it to cover up the cross too much. And
I
that's
know that's what I'm. Yeah.
That's why I said if you didn't want to use a bow, you wouldn't have to. It kind of make the cross stand out even more. I think
Yeah.
some of this might be pretty in it.
Yeah, we can try it.
I'm just gonna put a few pieces.
Yeah, just a few. Yeah, because it's grassy. I've got some. Where did I put mine? Oh, there it is. Well, what can I do with oh, right there in front of me? Nope, that's not it.
It's right there. Oh, yeah.
There it is.
I saw it.
I found it. I just grabbed the wrong one.
Just to kind of mix it.
Yeah, just to fill in. But now we do still have the other too, but I just didn't know if we needed that. Let me see what I think it's going to look like. Yeah, I think the grass will be better.
I don't have much over here. I just have a little bit, so I might need a little bit more.
Oh yeah, I've got some over here.
And this was actually left over from the other something I made the other day. But I think it works.
Yep, I think it does. It does. Here's a hole in the bush if you need it. And I love this. Where did I told, oh, I got this at Craft Outlet.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
And it was cheaper than what we usually pay for it. That's this sawgrass. I think that's what, is that what it's called? She called it at Craft Outlet. It's called plastic leaf bush.
Well, the plastic leaf bush.
Yes, but it was. I think it's like $5 and something for a bush, and at Hobby Lobby it's a whole lot more. So that's why I got it there. Put one on this other side. Make it even.
And y'all don't be afraid to try things with your wreaths.
Right.
Okay, you may see, oh, I like this, like we started with the original boxwood, and then you may look at it and say, you know what?
You know, I don't really like that.
Maybe in theory it sounded good when you were designing it in your head, but then when you get it all together, you're like,
nah, I don't much care for
not
that.
exactly
and
what
that's
I was
okay
going for.
because you're gonna have things like that. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I will pull things out and put them in, and you know, that's how you figure out what you like. So don't worry about that. Of course, it's easier to pull it out if you do it while your glue's still wet, but sometimes just take your if you don't take your wire cutters and just pull them out like that if it's already dry. But I can't tell you how many times I do that because it is a lot.
And really, you don't know unless you try.
No, you really don't.
So you just have to try things.
And that really did add a lot of fullness. So, good idea.
And I'm just filling in spaces now, like folds and things with the grass, and I'm going to use some of this bigger.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't much love that, so I think I'm going to use some of the other little flowers. But whatever you need to use. Have you got one more piece of the
grass?
Yeah, I need one more. Is all I need. I've got some more over here, but thank you. Okay.
Any kind of long wispy greenery though would work.
Yeah, it would. I just pulled that one right off. Now these little flowers, these were from Amazon, the little purple ones. And you could put a link for these too. These are adorable. I love these. They've
Yeah,
got, I don't know if you can tell, but they're just cute little, I think they call them like daffodils or something.
Yeah, they
something,
call them something
but,
silly.
Yeah, but they're just
they're
cute
definitely
little
something. They're
flowers.
definitely not, but
Yeah. They are just cute. And I mean, you can stop at any point. I'm just adding these just because I think they're pretty. But really, I could stop and it would be fine. So if you have any questions or anything that you're curious about, ask away, because that's what we're here for.
let's see. And if I miss your questions, I'm sorry. We'll try to go back and answer those.
Yes, we will.
Kathy, the filler greenery was from Craft Outlet, actually.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, Brenda Phillips said, "Hello, girls. Love this wreath. Thank you for all the prayers. My cancer is going away.
Yay!
I'm getting a flower workshop and we'll be ready to move in a week or two." That's wonderful.
That is awesome.
I'm
so happy to hear that.
Fantastic.
God
news.
is good. That is awesome.
And Cynthia says, I try to be too symmetrical. Have to remind myself it's not a jigsaw puzzle.
That's right.
Hey, I get that. I'm very, very symmetrical.
She is very, yes.
I'm very, very symmetrical.
And see, we're very opposite. And that's what's funny, because that's what works, though. Because I like the wilder the better, and she likes more symmetrical.
Well, which I don't, it's not that I mind like wild or
you just want it all
whimsical, but yes, I am very much like, it bothers me.
Yes, it does.
If it's not symmetrical, like it will just bug me. So I get it, Cynthia. I do.
And everybody, that's what makes it great, because you know, there's every kind of wreath in the whole world. There is somebody that loves it, just like there's others that don't, and that's just, you know, that's what makes it so great, because everybody has their own way of looking at things, and this is that is honestly why we say that wreath making is an art. It is an art, and it is a piece of art, just like a painting or anything else is. And you know, there's painters that throw paint on, and you know, then there's some that make pretty little landscapes. So it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, and like there's no right or wrong way to do it.
There's not.
You know.
It's whatever works for you. So there we go. But now what I've got to do now is I come to the back of my wreath, and anywhere that I've got a stem, I get as close into the wreath as I can and just cut those all off so that they are as close as possible. And then we even run our hand around it to make sure that nothing sticks out that's going to scratch the door or anything like that, because you surely don't want that. And then after we do that, then we blow dry it. We take a hair dryer and blow dry it to get any glue strings that might be left over. That is it. Is yours finished?
I guess so. I think so. I might add a few things here or there, but for the most part, I think so.
And sometimes you have to walk away from them and then come back, you know, several hours or even a day later and do something different or, you know, add something. And I do that all the time. If I'm doing the main wreath of the month, you know, I'll start it and then I'll walk away and come back and look at it. And if it's not exactly like I had in my mind, then I will do something different. So, you know, that's just part of doing any kind of art that you do. So, but there you go. He is risen.
Yes, I love this one.
It is pretty, isn't it?
I love the colors.
Yes, the colors are amazing.
And the cross.
So pretty. And it looks like there's just so much going on. This would be even pretty. I should have gotten some butterflies.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of little butterflies sprinkled around would be pretty.
We always love using the little critters.
I know. I love using things like that, but I didn't think about it.
For spring.
Didn't get them out.
But these have been really fun for us to make. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. You know, and I mean, just make it your own.
Yes.
So, you know, if you didn't want to use these color combinations, you could use purple and white. That would be pretty too.
Sure, you could.
Or you could do all purple if you wanted to.
Yep. You sure could. If, you know, if you don't like the lime green in it, then use something else.
Yeah,
that's okay. You could do purple and pink if you didn't want to do all purple. So there's just all kinds of things you can do.
Now this one has been fun. And we thank y'all so much for hanging out with us today.
Yes, we do. And if you have any questions before we go, ask. And if not, or if you're watching the replay, put the questions in the comments and we will try our best to go back and answer any of those.
And if you're not already a member of Design with the Pros Club and you would like to join us, you have until midnight tonight.
That's right.
To join.
So don't miss out. We are having so much fun and we love our members.
Oh, we do, for sure.
Yeah.
I would say we have the best members.
I believe that. I believe
the internet.
It. Yes, I believe it. I really do. They are so giving and so generous and kind, and we are a no drama group, and they are amazing. So we love each one of you.
So if you are, you know, it's one thing to learn how to make the wreaths. That's in and of itself a great benefit of being in Design with the Pros Club. But I'm going to tell you, I think the biggest benefit is the community.
Yeah, I think
because we really do have just an incredible community of like-minded people. We support each other, encourage each other. We pray for each other.
Yep.
We, you know, we check on each other.
Yes.
You know, we just have very, very supportive, just wonderful members. And if you're looking for a community like that, I invite you to check it out. Join us in Design with the Pros Club. You know, we would love to have you.
We would. We'll take you under our wing, just like we have all of them. We love our people.
To become part of the family.
Yes, that's exactly right.
But I will post the link in the comments on this video, so if you have any questions, go and check that out. And then if you still have questions, feel free to email us at info@gracemonroehome.com. We are very happy to answer any kind of questions that you have.
That's right.
But do it quick.
Do it quick.
We close at midnight.
Yep, midnight tonight, so don't miss out.
Well, we thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. This has been a fun one.
It has. Yep, y'all go try it.
And I hope that you'll join us next week for Flower Friday. We're live every Friday at 4 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. You can find us on Facebook at Grace Monroe Home. You can find us on YouTube. If you are watching us on YouTube, please click subscribe to our YouTube channel if you don't mind. And click that little bell so you get notified when we release new videos. And if you're watching us on Facebook, if you will, click the follow button. Yeah. And we're on Instagram and all the places. So.
Yeah, you can find us. Yep. Well, y'all have a blessed weekend. Go do something. Go make a wreath.
Be creative.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see you next week, guys.
Bye, y'all.